Today's video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at again with another Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 video, or in this case, you could call it Project Age 1000. At this point in time, I don't care, bro. This is Xenoverse 3. I'm convinced. So, following up on the leak that we had a couple of days ago from the Bandai Namco Southeast Asia YouTube channel, where they made a playlist literally titled Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Now, my assumption is that playlist was supposed to be privated. Like, you know, they've done this before. They make stuff where they add videos to a certain playlist, and it's always private, okay? And I just think that they just messed up, right? It's not a crazy thing to believe that it happens, especially with, you know, like professional accounts like this or official accounts. It has happened all the time, okay? I think in the past, I talked with Rhymestyle about it. Allegedly, he accidentally leaked the Vegeta Blue trailer for Dragon Ball FighterZ and then took it down. It was a scheduled video that was supposed to go up, and due to time zone changes, it ends up not happening that way, and it goes up a little bit early. So it happens, right? Nano, aka Nanogenics, he is notorious for uploading the GT trailer for Sparking Zero a couple of years back. So yeah, it definitely happens with you know, content creators and even the official accounts. So that's just my prediction of you know what kind of happened, or my speculation on what happened. But I wanted to go over everything that you need to know about this game right now, okay? Even if they end up not calling it Xenoverse 3 or whatever, Project Age 1000, right? We have official information that was given back at the Genki Dai Matsuri event. And I think I've been saying that wrong. I think it's Genki Dai Matsuri. I don't know why I'm putting the Dai in there. I just think it flows better. So fuck me for saying that. I apologize. But at the event last month, which has been exactly 1 month, okay? 1 month celebration anniversary from that just peak event, right? We had information that was talked about from the producer, or whoever is, the Dragon Ball Games general producer, which is Hirano-san. If you guys don't know who he is, he was the original guy, okay, for Xenoverse 2. I don't know if he was working on the first Xenoverse. I'm assuming he was, but he was kind of the face of Xenoverse 2 as the producer. Now he has become the general game producer. And why would they get him out of anyone to be there, right? Unless it was Xenoverse 3, right? So when could we see the first look, our first demo of this game, right? Obviously not a playable demo, but our first look at potential gameplay and a demonstration of what this game is going to offer, okay? We are confirmed to be getting new information at Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, which is in a couple of months from now, okay? We are literally 2 months away, less than 2 months away from this event happening in 2026. Day one will be on Saturday on the 18th of April, and then we have day two on the 19th. Now, the first day, y'all don't need to give a fuck about the first day. The first day is pretty ass. It usually is. I don't want to say it's ass, but like it's stuff that we don't really care about too much. I mean, if you like Gekishin Squadra and you're, you know, looking forward to new content for that, you'll see some stuff there. I guess they're going to be showing the Broly movie there. And I think that's in person. You have to actually like be in attendance there. And that's really it. Okay, they have a Dragon Ball game producer special match. Yeah, nothing special. I say nothing special. They call it special. But yeah, it's nothing that people will really care about. So you don't need to really lock into it. If you want to check out the event, who knows? Maybe they'll show something. But they confirm on day two, that's where all the major stuff is happening. So we are starting off with a bang. Dragon Ball FighterZ Master Showdown. We'll be getting likely our reveal or even a potential release date. Likely the release date for gameplay and everything. For the Super Saiyan 4 Daimagoku, which is following up from our, you know, announcement that we had last year. Dragon Ball Super special panel, so they will have the Beerus stuff going on there. Not sure if they're going to be talking about Galactic Patrol Moro Saga. Maybe they'll say something about it, but nothing really major there. Obviously, that just got announced of being in like the earliest stages of like production, right? And then the battle hour times for every single one of these games. Everything's going to be here. Okay, everything with the exception of like Kakarot and stuff, because who knows, maybe Kakarot's done with DLC, we'll see. But yeah, new game project Age 1000. Oh, okay, they're actually doing more with fighters, so I don't know when it could be here or it could be at the very end that they'll do the fighter stuff, okay, because that's just finals. So yeah, they'll probably do the trailer after finals. But yeah, Age 1000 is confirmed to be here in between all this. So we'll be getting our new information and updates on what the fuck this game is going to be about. I don't know if they're going to be announcing the title here. They could, but if not here, if they don't show anything other than just a little bit, like a little bit of additional information. So let's say they do that. There's no actual gameplay. There's no, title reveal. Then we can rely on Summer Game Fest, okay? Jeff Keighley confirms that Summer Game Fest will be from June 5th to the 8th, and they will be having, from the 6th to the 8th, the Summer Game Fest play days for media and influencers. So if you don't know what that is, okay, they've done this in the past with Summer Game Fest and E3. Anytime a brand new Dragon Ball game gets revealed at some type of event or whatever it may be, we usually get a big major follow-up at Summer Game Fest or E3, back in the day, right? And if that is the case and we get our information for this, they'll probably follow up and say something like, oh, expect new information at Summer Game Fest. Okay, they'll likely say something like that. If not, I think it's to be expected that they will have something ready to go, probably by Summer Game Fest, and that could be the title reveal, okay, directly from Bandai Namco, or it could be an actual, like demo, like a full gameplay demo that we can actually try the game out at this event. If that is the case, my ass will be flying out there. I don't give a shit. I will be there. If there's a demo for this game, I'm going to be there this time because I missed out on Sparking Zero. 2024 was a difficult year for me to do anything. There were just personal things that just prevented me from going out to certain events to try out the game, and I really wanted to. So yeah, I'm not missing out this time. I will do anything to get my hands on this game, depending on what it's about and everything. Again, I'm confident it's going to be Xenoverse 3, but we'll see whenever it happens, right? So those are our two places to look at right now at this in 2026, where we could be seeing a playable demo or a visual demo of what the game has to offer, okay? And even if they announce it and it's playable and everything, okay, obviously people at home probably won't, most likely will not get to play it. They seem to not be doing that where they allow a demo, maybe a beta later on, depending on what this game's going to be about. But if it has online, which there will likely be a lot of online aspects for it, they're gonna need to do some type of beta. I said the same thing with Sparking Zero. They fucking didn't do it, and that's why there was a lot of issues, okay? Tokyo Treat is a monthly pop Japanese snack subscription box where you will get up to 20 of the exclusive limited edition and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks, including Japanese instant ramen and drinks that are only available in Japan for a limited time. While Sakurako is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers, each box coming with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. All right, so springtime is finally here. We do have some good treats from Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. We're going to be steeping this tea first. If you guys don't know, Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, every single time of year for this time of year, they would always do the sakura blossoms and stuff. Now this is a very interesting tea. I don't know if you can really see it. I don't know how this works, but it's very different. It's like mashed up. I don't even know how to explain it, but steep here in the cup. I'm not sure how that really works. I guess it just will eventually dissolve. But let's get into the actual treats themselves. I just dropped that. So Tokyo Treat, Sakura, Kit Kats. Okay, so let's actually try this out. Oh, that's upside down. So it's odd. The packaging just shows like a little Kit Kat logo. I always open these up so badly. So we're just gonna take a bite in the middle. I know it's blasphemy, but there it is. It's kind of just like a white color. We'll just get a corner. It's good. Doesn't really have a super distinct flavor. Kind of just tastes like almost like a white chocolate Kit Kat, but it's good. Moving on to Sakurako. I think these are Sakura flavor, or like cherry blossom flavored crackers. I remember having this last year as well. They're very pink, almost like a red. These were good. Those are super good. Let's try out the tea. Decent. And then, of course, we have the tableware for this month, which I believe is a Sakura type of plate, I'm assuming. So it's just a new kind of variant of what we've had in the past, which it's nice. It has, like, you know, the flowers and stuff. It's more of like a light pink color. This month's theme for Tokyo Treat is the Sakura Spring Snack Fest. Celebrate spring with Tokyo Treat's Sakura Spring Snack Fest. In this box, it includes stuff all about Japan's iconic cherry blossom season and includes fun, limited edition snacks like Sakura Kit Kats, cherry blossom cookies, cherry mochi bites, and more treats that are perfect for sharing with friends and family. This month's theme for Sakurako is the Sakura in Bloom. This spring, Sakurako invites you to enjoy Hanami, Japan's cherry blossom viewing tradition. With the Sakura in Bloom box, you can find the delicately crafted seasonal sweets like Sakura Castelia, the Sakura Mochi, and other Sakura-inspired treats, perfect for sharing with friends and family as well. And you can try this with the Sakura Blossom Tea, as well as a brand new tableware item being the Sakura Kozara Plate. If you have any allergies, be sure to look in each box with the cultural booklet, which lists off all of the allergen information.
Use code SLOWS to get $5 off for your first Sakurako box through the link down below in the description, and also to get $5 off for your first Tokyo Treat box, also down in the link in the description below.
So, what are the highlights of Age 1000 and Xenoverse 3 that we had? This was following up on the trailer directly from the producer, okay, Hirano-san. It's been in development for I'm not even going to say it, for 6 to 7 years, okay? That's a long time, okay? And when I say in development, it's planning stages. We have no idea how long it's been in actual, like, development where they've been, like, going in there and creating the game, okay? Talking about all the planning, okay? So 6 to 7 years ago, this shit been, I mean, conceived since 2020 at least minimum, okay? Or 2019, right? So that's a long ass time. And it kind of follows into, the idea that Xenoverse 2 was supposed to end around that same time as well. Okay, that's why it's interesting. I'm wondering if, and this actually supports, like, everything is supporting the idea that this is Xenoverse 3. I'll go over it from the leaks that we got back in, like, I think November of last year, right? But yeah, 6 to 7 years in development, and the game is confirmed for a set release date of next year, okay, in 2027. They definitely have something ready to be shown, okay, at this point in time, right? We already saw the trailer, which I don't think that was gameplay. I think that was just a CGI cutscene or, just a cinematic, right, for us to see. The gameplay and everything and the actual models of the characters are likely going to look different. But 6 to 7 years, they definitely have something prepared for us to see in terms of the actual gameplay, okay? Toriyama has been heavily involved in this project, in its world building, characters, and many aspects. They did confirm that Toriyama did design John 1000, and he also did design several other characters in this game who have never been seen before in any Dragon Ball game. Okay, so a lot of fresh stuff we're going to be seeing in this, right? Many elements and settings were packed into this project than any other game in history. If that doesn't scream Xenoverse 3, I don't know what will, okay? The only series out there that has elements and settings packed into a project, right? Many, like, they're basically confirming that this is the biggest Dragon Ball game they've ever made, right? There's no Dragon Ball game out there that is as big as Xenoverse 2, right? I'm talking for collectively, overall, even Sparking Zero doesn't even come close to what Xenoverse 2 has been able to do in the past almost 10 years now, right? And just the Xenoverse series, right? There are way more game modes, there's way more things. There were way more things at launch, and now it's been expanded than what Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero just had a lot of characters. That's all it had, okay? There was nothing more to that game, right? And as much as I love it, we know and we have to admit that the game just lacked a lot of content, okay? All it had were a lot of characters. And that's just one aspect of what Xenoverse 2 already did, right? And obviously, Xenoverse 2 didn't have as many characters and still doesn't have as many characters as Sparking Zero right now. But, I mean, it doesn't matter because characters aren't everything. That's not what's selling, you know, a big major title, okay? I mean, at least for Sparking, that is a big selling point, you know? But I'm talking about for overall, when they're talking about many elements and settings, that's not characters. They're not saying, oh, there's going to be a lot of characters, by the way. Like, no. Game will allow players to experience the new Dragon Ball world. So they're creating a brand new world for this, okay? Similar to how Xenoverse 1 created Toki Toki City. Toki Toki City was a hub world, okay? It was very small. Moving on to Xenoverse 2, that shit got basically burned down to the ground, and on top of it got built Kanton City, which was much bigger. Still not massive, but it was much bigger than what we had for Xenoverse 1. So the sequel to Xenoverse 2, they're going to make an even bigger world, okay? And again, it's likely just going to be like a hub world type thing because it's Xenoverse, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Age 1000 is set quite far into the future of the Dragon Ball timeline. Another thing that supports that this is related to Xenoverse, because Xenoverse, the series, and even Dragon Ball Online, which comes from, I mean, well, which followed up with Xenoverse, right? Those games specifically focus on timelines and changing time and going through time, okay? Literally, the Xenoverse 2 website that we went over the other day was called Fly Through Time initially, okay? The first reveal of it, when they first teased it, it was called Fly Through Time, okay? I don't know any other game that focuses on time other than, I guess, Dragon Ball Legends with their time-space tournament thing, but there's no, like, game out there that is really fixated on timelines, right? When they call it Age 1000, that is a time period for Dragon Ball. Okay, that's how they do basically their years, okay? They do, oh, age 760, age 820, 420. No, they don't go that far into the past, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they usually focus around age 700 to 800 for the Dragon Ball series, okay? The main core timeline has always been kind of in that realm. And then it, you know, will eventually move up to 1000 for this game because this is the future, right? We're in the year 2026. This is going to be dropping in 2027. Makes sense for them to go into the distant future, okay? Game will feature more never before seen, or never seen before, never before seen, whatever the fuck, characters. And there's Goku, by the way, or some character that looks like Goku. I don't know, it could be Goku Jr. or some shit, because it's in the future, right? Goku might actually be fucking dead. But yeah, there's likely going to be some probably time travel elements in this, because Xenoverse has always had that. Maybe go back in time to fix things, change things, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's all the confirmed information. Now let's talk about the leaks, okay? Because all this information, which was posted before the reveal, this was in October of last year, before the reveal at Genki da Matsuri. All this information came out, okay? And again, we couldn't 100% trust it, and I still wouldn't, because it's a leak information like this, like from, you know, somebody who, I'm not saying that I don't trust, you know, Lewis. He's obviously was on to something, right? But again, it's not Bandai, okay? This guy isn't Bandai. But he said that this was information that he obtained from a reliable source in Japan, okay? It has been well in development. Many delays, and some aspects have been completely restarted from scratch. Now, this is major because, okay, again, let's go back to Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 was pretty much supposed to end, okay, I think, that's my speculation, around 2019, 2020, okay, with DLC pack, I believe it was the 9th or the 10th one. I can't remember. I believe it was supposed to be the 10th DLC, okay, which I think was Android 21 and Oob. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off the top of my head, okay? That was released, I think, around December of 2019. After that dropped, they went silent for a very long time until I think like May of 2020. Just May of 2020, right? And I think what ended up happening was because of the pandemic and COVID and everything, they were not confident in, you know, having this game ready to go. Okay, there were probably a lot of things that they still wanted to work on, and you know, they were just like, all right, we can't be, you know, And obviously, it wasn't going to be announced or anything anytime soon because it probably had just started being, you know, started in development or just like the planning stages of the game. So what they probably planned was, okay, instead of, you know, quitting DLC for Xenoverse 2, let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it going so that we can have a team probably working on that. And then we'll also have a separate team, you know, working on the next Xenoverse, right? So, again, many delays, and some aspects have been completely restarted from scratch. That makes a lot of sense because we didn't get the release of the next content, which was the big free update. We called it DLC 11, even though it really wasn't, for Supreme Kai Time, which I think was the end of 2020 in August. So that was a long wait between content, right? Content drops, right? Basically almost a whole year we waited just to get some type of new content. It was just one character and, you know, it had a lot of extra free stuff, right? But yeah, that's what kind of ended up happening. And they were like, all right, we're going to keep pumping out DLC for this game until we are ready to, you know, get that Xenoverse 3 announced, right? Which it took a long time, and here we are. And I'm glad it took a long time because that means they're cooking, right? Graphically very beautiful. It fucking better be. A playable version already exists. So again, supporting the idea that we likely will see some type of demo showcase at either Battle Hour or at Summer Game Fest, okay? And look at that, release in 2027 or 2028. And when is Dragon Ball Project Age 1000 set to release? 2027. Look at that. So everything that is stated here is in support for Age 1000, right? So it's gonna be a good year right now for Dragon Ball fans and Xenoverse fans, okay? Like I said, even if for whatever reason it's not called Xenoverse 3 or whatever, this has to be that successor. There's too many fucking things. Like, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, whatever the fucking saying is, then what the fuck else it could be, right? You know what I'm saying? I think it's insane. I think it's insane to completely write off just the idea that this is going to be the next successor to Xenoverse as a series, right? So yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, Battle Hour, we'll be getting our, you know, some type of information, whether it be a game demo or a showcase of what this game is going to be like. And then if not there, Summer Game Fest. It's got to be at Summer Game Fest, right? They're probably going to have influencers and people that can go try out the game, you know, at that point in time if, you know, they finally give us the damn title or whatever. But yeah, that's just kind of the pattern of how these games are. And when it comes to the release date, my personal opinion, there are going to be 2 points in the year of 2027 that this could release, okay? Because when they say 2027, it could be early 2027 or late 2027. So if it is in, you know, 1 year from now, the earliest we'll see it is winter, okay? Anywhere from January to February, because that is a set time that they usually drop new Dragon Ball games, or in around October of the year, okay? Those are the 2 points. You'll either have a winter release or a fall/winter. I'll call it a fall release, okay? Because there are, I guess, 2 winters in a year if you want to count it like that, okay? So that's probably when we're going to be seeing it. Xenoverse 2, when it released, it came out in October of 2016. Xenoverse 1, however, did come out around, I think it was February of 2015, okay? And a lot of other games do that as well. Kakarot and Fighters came out around like January, February of the year. But Sparking Zero, which was another major big game, also came out around, not around, but in fall of October of 2024. So those are the 2. I personally hope that it does come out, and again, people are going to get mad at me for this, but I want them to cook as long as possible, okay? And I want them to have as much time as they need. Depending on how the game looks when we see our first gameplay, okay, that'll really, you know, set the tone of how we're going to be seeing the release for this. But personally, I would wait longer, okay? So October/fall of 2027 is the best time to do it. We don't need another Sparking Zero fucking mistake where they didn't cook, okay? Because the longer that they have to cook, the longer that they can get feedback for certain things and maybe, hopefully, you know, polish or change some stuff up, okay? Because Sparking Zero was looking rough when it first got revealed. There were things in the very first trailer, like Goku's hair coming off his fucking head. He was Bald-Ku or Goku Calvo or Mondongo Goku, whatever you want to call it. There were a lot of things with Goku's Dragon Fist and Super Saiyan 3's appearance that didn't look good. Yeah, there were a lot of stuff that looked off. And we got split screen only because people, you know, asked for it, and because they confirmed that they didn't have it. So that's just an example of how these games can be a disaster at launch, right? So we want to prevent that as much as possible with this. So if they got to delay it to even 2028, fucking do it, man. Fucking do it. And there are going to be some bitches that are like, well, I don't want to wait that long. Well, you want an unfinished dog shit fucking game? Like, and not that Sparking Zero was like that, okay? It is far from a dog shit game. It's a very good game. Even at launch, it was a good game, right? But there were a lot of things about it that were missing or were broken or had issues, right? And Bandai Namco, they do that too much with these fucking games where there are issues at launch. And basically, we're the beta testers, but we spent $70 for the game. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be like that. They also need to do a beta so they can get feedback on, okay, these are the glitches in the games, these are the problems with the netcode, etc., etc. Okay, we need this. This needs to be the game that saves anime games, okay? Because anime games have been in a bad place for a very long time, okay? Ever since, I would say, probably around 2018, we haven't had a really, really good... I mean, okay, maybe 2020, because Kakarot was also a really good game. But, yeah, it's been like 6 fucking years since we had a really good game at launch, okay? There just hasn't been a lot of good, like, big major shonen jump games, okay? Curse Clash was an issue. Bleach Rebirth of Souls had issues. Even this new My Hero Academia game had issues, right? Or have issues. So we don't want that. Okay? But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe here to the channel, ring my notification bell, and let me know down in the comments what you want to see for the upcoming Xenoverse 3.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet!